that you can just hear it just hammer in like that. It hits hard absolutely instantly. So today I went to KMS Tools to pick up a demo ESAB last version EMP 210, not the Pro. It was a good deal. It's a demo unit, $14.97 I think is what it was. And after having a conversation with the old guy who runs that department, talking about square bodies and CUDAs, they just happen to be his favorite cars and trucks. He's got a 75, 76 big block short box that he's restoring, which is pretty cool. I walked out with a brand new inbox EMP 210 Pro for $1,800, all from a car guy conversation. Let's get unboxed and see what's inside. This is my very first new welder. I've never done this before. I've had Marketplace, the cheapest old welders you could ever imagine. And I got my grandpa's Square Wave 175, which is perfect. This unit is a multi-purpose, so it will do MIG, lift TIG. It's just straight DC, no AC, so it won't do aluminum, but didn't really bug me much because I have this tank beside me that it works pretty good on aluminum, and 20 years it's never let me down. So here we go. My first like legit unboxing. There's the instructions. We'll throw that away. Actually, no, I think we'll keep that because I want to actually learn this unit. We'll take those out and set them aside, I guess. Yeah. And some screws. I can't help but just look and laugh. Actually, it's not bad. It just stuck a little bit. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Whoa, there's a lot of stuff in that other little box. It's a lot heavier than I thought it was going to be without the welder in it. There we go. Look at that. So one of my pet peeves on things is the protective covers. So like, we're just gonna rip, oh, didn't rip all the way off. Ew. It's a double layer thing. There's one around there. There we go. Okay, good. If it gets scratched, it gets scratched. No big deal. First off, it's a nice unit. It's a lot more sturdy than anything else I've ever had. We'll open up, we'll take a look inside. Nice metal lid. It's a good size handle. The my buddy's Lincoln that been using for a while, it's got like, it's a little tiny thing, but yeah, well, that's good. I don't weld and fab every single day, so it's got a really clear chart of, you know, all your different materials you're welding on. It will run a spool gun for aluminum, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it's got wear parts. That's nice. The size, the part number of them all. And for feed rollers, inlet guide, outlet guide, replacement torch. Oh yeah, velocity contact tips. I picked up an extra bag of those as well. And yeah, so that's actually really nice. Because normally I keep a book that I have all the consumables written down. And so it'll take 10-pound or 11-pound roll. This is, having used that Lincoln for the last year, this is nice. Let's see what else is in here. Yeah, nice gas line. I think it's supposed to be 10 feet, which is good. My bottles are actually mounted up on a shelf to the side. I generally weld in this area anyways. Sometimes I have to do stuff on a vehicle, and with, you know, a 10-foot hose and I think it's a 10-foot cord as well, and the whips are 10 feet as well. So I mean, that set this over at the end of the bench, I can get a heck of a lot of places with it. So it's the adapter to go from 220 to 110, stinger and ground clamp. I don't think I mentioned it does stick as well. Oh, nice, very nice. Here's a bunch of TIG consumables. There's a big power switch on the back. I'm gonna have to look that up. I mean, if they give you a spare one, that's nice. 3 different sizes of tungsten and some end caps and whatnot. So that'd be good. At least it's not all in separate bags, you know. Yeah, so nice little setup. Yeah, I'll have to look in the book and then read the instructions and see what the deal is with the spare switch. There we go. Okay, this is nice. It's for the TIG. Nice and wrapped. That is awesome. Very nice. Holy man, I have no regrets. This is some nice stuff, man. Oh, and I can adjust up and down right on the handle. That is a nice unit. This is the nicest. I think this is the nicest welder I've ever had. Wow. Okay. I can't wait to plug this thing in and get it up and running. Nice. So it's Tweco Fusion 180. So one of the things I learned actually from researching is Tweco, which is like, I mean, Tweco's bloody everywhere. For consumables, Tweco's actually an ESAB company. So this is, you know, nice thing is it's available. The consumables are available at Lordco, not as much as the Miller stuff that because they sell Miller. But that, yeah, that's nice. It's not a thread, and one of actually really nice. So this this tip, most of the time they'll thread in, and what I've had lots over the years on Lincolns and Millers I've used is you get them super hot and the threads they want to come loose all the time, and they'll back out, and then when you grab the tool you start loosening them out, and then you get this the threads kind of gall and stuff, and this is all that nozzle or contact tip is actually held in by that unit there, so it's all in one shot. So that's pretty cool. That's actually a tool I should have bought today. Actually, it was the proper MIG pliers and another manual and a bunch of seals, more seals. Oh, and more tips. That's good. And comes with a roll of wire and of course a new regulator, which is good because my regulator's been dropped a couple times. Bottles have been dropped. Just, you know, being I don't know, not careless with it or anything, but it happens. Welding on a trailer out in the alley or something like that, and the bottle, you know, takes a whack, or you drop it, and the lenses, the covers they're gone off my regulator. So now I got a new one. So cool. So far, I'm very, very happy, and I'm like the king of like buyer's remorse. I'll be like driving home from buying shoes, for crying out loud, and I'll be like, oh, did I make the right call? Did I research it long enough? I have no qualms about this. So it comes with a small roll. Well, it's a big roll, but not a lot on it. 030. So that's a good place to start. Because this is the point in which I probably should maybe grab the instructions. I've worked on machines where you push in and that comes off. I'm new at this unit, so we'll see. That does unthread. It shows that ring unthreads, so that's good. But why? Oh, there we go. Of course. Turn it the right direction. There we go. Done. Problem solved. Yeah, reverse thread. That'll be because as it's pulling off the bottom and it's rotating this way, it doesn't want to unroll that. So, and there's a little hole there, a little location for a pin, and there's a pin sticking out from there. So my old piece of junk, it never had that. Well, it probably did have the pin, but like I said, I bought it for 75 bucks off Marketplace. It lasted like 9 years, and pay attention to your duty cycle. Because it had like a 20% duty cycle. I treated it like it was a commercial machine, and repaired my whole trailer with it, and basically killed it. So yeah, pay attention to that stuff. But I mean, God, that thing fixed my GTR, 4 or 5 trailers. It punched above its weight. Yeah, I like that. I guess if I wasn't so blind, there is actually an arrow here. There is an arrow. It says Titan, and there we go. All right. Yeah, okay. So I was just checking to see if it was flux core or not. Because if it's flux core, then the polarity is backwards. So this will go to negative. Nice friction fit on that. Got to get that into the second step because there's a seal on each side. All right. So this threads out. Just wonder if I didn't thread this out far enough. Yeah, that's exactly it. So that knob I just didn't have threaded out all the way, and that's the holder for this. And we got to plug this in. There we go. I'm going to take this and I'm going to actually rotate it so that is down like that instead of sticking up. And we'll tighten that down. There we go. So this has a feed. I think it's a gas purge, and then that's to roll that out. So I'm going to loosen this off. Oh, neat. Okay, that's cool. It's got a spring so that when it's a big roll, it's a spring-loaded guide, or it's literally a spring guide. I have to say, this probably isn't a very fair review because I'm just super excited about having a new welder. So I'm gonna find everything really cool. But no, if something's silly, I'll say it. All right, it's actually moving. Maybe we'll tighten that down and give it a little more tension. There, now it's going. There we go. Ooh, look at that. There it is. I guess the next step is to hook up some gas to this thing and, I don't know, maybe make some sparks. The user interface on this is really nice. I got kind of spoiled on that with that Lincoln. Because I mean, you just go through and you choose your settings, and it just basically exactly what you need for output. It's pretty awesome. But so for this, there we go. So we're on synergetic or whatever it's called. So we roll over, manual, MIG, and then stick, and then lift TIG. We'll just keep that on here for now. So it's nice. It tells you exactly how you're supposed to hook that up, which is what we've got. Yeah, perfect. Wait a minute. That's not right. Look at that. Read the instructions. That goes over here. There we go. Directions, eh? There we go. Nice little ground clamp. Oh yeah, I haven't had a ground clamp that wasn't all frayed at the end in a long time. Oh, there we go. Drop that first. One thing I noticed, it doesn't have a hook on the back side of it. I guess that's neither here nor there, but so it's not a touchscreen. Click on the button, and these settings over here, this is your trigger, whether it's a 1-touch or 4-touch to run, right? Like the 4-touch, you just, like right now, you just pull it and it goes on and off, on and off. Whereas a 4-touch, you click it and it'll be on. So if you're doing really long beads and stuff like that, then in multi-position that, you know, you have a hard time depressing the trigger, and then you just click it again and it would shut off. So we can go in and change heavier gauge. So this knob here is actually changing the up to 1/8, 3/16, quarter, 3/8, and it's automatically changing the other side. And so yeah, that's kind of cool. It takes it over, and then the synergetic system, depending on your distance away, it senses that somehow. It's kind of witchcraft. So I'm going to test it on this. I'm just going to weld the nut to the side. So this is pretty heavy, so we'll say 1/8, and we'll see what happens. All right, I have a criticism, but everybody does it. Like, I just don't understand why is that always sticking out the back? Every machine I've ever used, come out at a 90, at an angle, something. So that's not up against something, because if you've got a dolly that this will sit on that you already have, and it's got the tank at the back, you got to slide it forward. Every manufacturer, like even this old Lincoln, it's right there. It's sticking straight out the back. It's a pain in the butt. It's just a silly thing, and everybody does it, and they could do better. Whew. Okay, first sparks with the new toy. Ooh, holy crap. That you can just hear it just hammer in like that. It hits hard absolutely instantly. Ooh, she's a little hot though. Thin that material down, because we don't need to, this is not a permanent thing. I'm in love. Holy crap. That is awesome. There's actual, like, I have freaking goosebumps over welding a nut on. That is insane. Let's see how well this thing digs. Some 1-inch steel plate, and we're not going to mess around. We're just going to crank it. Wow, that hammers. Oh yeah. Yep. Normally my shop has all red tools in it. They're like, I have Milwaukee bloody everywhere in here because they just work. Normally I do not have any yellow tools. That burn-in, it's cut in. Very, very happy. How do you wrap this up? The thing I don't like, the hose out the back. The fan's a little loud maybe, but for a machine that will weld, I think it's a 3/16, 100% duty cycle, that's pretty bloody cheap. And talking to a car guy, making a friend, and yeah, you end up car guys stick together, I guess. So if you like what you saw or have any questions, please hit me up on YouTube and hit the like and subscribe. This is not a paid endorsement for KMS or ESAB. I'll endorse that shit for free. Absolutely out of this world happy.